Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Koki of the Seahawk Recap Show, and we've got another divisional playoff game recap for you guys to finish off the divisional round of this year's playoffs. What a game, what a thriller it was for these divisional rounds. We got another OT game recap for you guys here, the second one of this divisional round. Before I ramble on too much more in the intro, let's get in to recapping the final game versus the Bears and the Rams. If you like this video, please consider giving a like. It lets me know if I'm doing a good job with these videos or not. Any of you like to, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content for this playoffs or any Seahawks content in general. That would be greatly appreciated. Game summary: Rams win it in OT on the road versus the Bears 20-17. Let's get to the Bears stats first. They had a total of 417 total yards, 257 yards passing, 160 yards rushing, 51 yards per play, 23 first downs. They went 9 for 19 on third down, went 3 for 6 on fourth down, had 81 total plays, 0 sacks allowed, 3 punts, 3 penalties for 24 yards given up, 0 fumbles lost, and 3 interceptions thrown by Caleb Williams. And the Bears ended off the night with 39 minutes and 15 seconds of possession time. For the LA Rams, they ended off the day with 340 total yards, 229 yards passing, 111 yards rushing. They averaged 4.4 yards per play, 22 first downs. They went 5 for 16 on third down, went 1 for 1 on fourth down, had 77 total plays, 4 sacks allowed, 8 punts, 1 penalty for 5 yards given up, 0 fumbles lost, 0 interceptions thrown by Matthew Stafford, and the LA Rams ended off the day with 32 minutes and 26 seconds of possession time. For Ryan's Focus Players, let's talk about the Bears. QB Caleb Williams, 23 for 42, 257 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2 by Kobe Durant, and the final one by Cameron Curl in OT. And I gotta say, for Caleb Williams, man, the interceptions do kill you in this one. They hurt, they sting, especially the one in OT, but we'll get to that. I think Caleb Williams had a very good season in his second year with first year head coach Ben Johnson. And honestly, the throw he made in the fourth on the final drive of this game for the Bears to make it into OT, he was getting pressure in his face and he just bucks it up. I don't even know how long it was, but he just throws it to the corner of the end zone, goes, Cole Kmet's down there somewhere, and Cole Kmet catches that ball. It is insane. It is one of the best throws that I've seen from a second year quarterback. And I think Kel Williams did do some great things in this game. The throw that he made to DJ Moore, that was brilliant. And in a cold, frigid environment in Soldier Field, that passing the ball is not that easy to do. So I think Caleb Williams did have a really good game. It's just the 3 interceptions. And again, he will learn from those interceptions. Plus, the Rams defense is actually pretty darn good. Take that from a Seahawks fan who has to face them twice a year in the NFC West. It was a very tough defense to go up against, but good game from Caleb Williams. Let's get to running back Kyle Monangai, 13 carries, 36 yards, averaged 2.8 yards per carry, 0 touchdowns. And I'm highlighting Monangai here because I love this 7th round pick in this year's draft for the Bears. This guy combined with DeAndre Swift, this guy is pure power. Like he runs through the tackles and he angry runs through the tackles. He's bouncing off people. He's making sure that those 36 yards that he got in this game did count. And he is a very interesting running back. I've always liked running backs in the seventh round that are making an impact right away for their teams. So I have a soft spot for Kyle Monangai, and I can't wait to see what he does next year for this Bears offense because I think he had a decent game. His contact balance is something else. He's not afraid to run through you. He actually makes some very quick cuts when it comes to getting the ball out to him as a receiver in the backfield. Wide receiver DJ Moore, 5 receptions, 52 yards, 10.4 yards per reception, and 1 touchdown. DJ Moore, man, former Panther, loved him on the Panthers, and I like him on the Bears. The thing about this offense with Ben Johnson, the former OC of the Lions, is that he's got weapons everywhere. Luther Burton. He's now got Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland there. He's also got now DJ Moore. And don't forget about Roma Dunze as well. They've got so many lethal weapons on that side of the ball on offense. And I think DJ Moore doesn't have to do what he did in when he was with Carolina and be that number one wide receiver, and he still got number one wide receiver talent. I think this game does prove that he is still a very prolific route runner when he runs routes, and he's got those again. He's got a sure-handedness to him that I really like. So a good game from DJ Moore. That one-handed snag that he made in this game, I believe that was in the fourth quarter. He's done really good for the Bears. So good game from him. Let's get to the Bears defense. D lineman Montez Sweat, 2 solo tackles, 1 sack on Matthew Stafford, 1 forced fumble. And I can't remember if this was a forced fumble that went out of bounds in the second quarter, but Montez Sweat, what do we know about him? He was a former Washington Commander and one of the best players for that team. He comes over to the Bears in a trade a couple of years ago, and he's made a new home with the Chicago Bears. That defense is put together with a couple of cornerstone pieces. Montez Sweat on that line, on that defensive end, is very good at what he does. He's very good at stopping the run, very good at making a disruptive factor to him. You know, the Bears got to Matthew Stafford 3 times, and again, against a stationary quarterback, you want guys like Montez Sweat on your team to be a kind of enforcer, not only in the run game, but also against and getting sacks on opposing quarterbacks. So good game from Montez Sweat. Let's get to DB safety, Daquan Brisker. What game from him, and what a game from the secondary. I could have put Kyle Gordon here as well. They both had a great game, but I wanted to talk about the safety here because 8 solo tackles, 6 assisted, 1 sack on Matthew Stafford, no interceptions. But Jaquan Brisker, man, was a menace last night. He is a safety, and he's a traditional safety, which means he's a high safety. He doesn't go in the box like a Nicky Memori does or anything like that. He's coming to make these tackles like 6 yards out from his side of the field, and he was just everywhere. He is a monster in the making for the Chicago team, and there's a reason why he got a sack on Matthew Stafford. He was in there on some of the pressures from Matthew Stafford because Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator for the Bears, was running kind of like safety blitzes at Matthew Stafford that the offensive line for the Rams was having trouble all night long stopping. It was a thing where I'm like, hmm, this is something that the Seahawks better be watching for their game next week against the Rams. But anyways, good game from Jaquan Brisker. I like this guy, and I hope he has a great career with the Chicago Bears because he is he's exciting to watch as an outside observer. Let's get to linebacker DeMarco Jackson. 5 solo tackles, 2 assisted, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions. Would have had an interception in this game. It came very, very close, just off his hands in, I believe, the second quarter of this game. DeMarco Jackson, along with Tremaine Edmonds, man, he's a very good linebacker. And DeMarco Jackson, forgive me, I don't know this name. I don't know this guy, but number 45 was everywhere on the field last night. It was insane to see him in the run game. He was helping out with getting tackles on Blake Corum. He was helping out in the pass rush department, and he was in charge of being part of that middle bit of the field that they were having trouble with against the Green Bay Packers last week in the wild card game. And DeMarco Jackson, what a great game from him. Let's get to the Rams. Matthew Stafford at QB, 20 for 42, 258 yards passing, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And I gotta say, this was a very uncharacteristically weird game for Matthew Stafford because he didn't look great. He cannot run, man. He is a pocket statue stone quarterback gunslinger. He's one of the only ones left in the league at 37. And he just wasn't dealing with pressure. He was getting pressured all night long. The offensive line for this team just couldn't get it going. And Matthew Stafford's stats suffer as a result, but he still put up 258 yards of passing across the middle to Puka Nakua. So even in a bad game, kind of an off game for him, you can say he still finds a way to help with the win in this one. So decent game from Matthew Stafford, just a very uncharacteristically like no touchdown, no interception game. But that's why you have a veteran quarterback so that when you go into OT, you can at least have a chance of winning it. Let's get to running back Kyren Williams, 21 carries, 87 yards, 4.1 yards per rush, and the 2 touchdowns. This is where it ran for the Rams in this game. Literally, they were using the running backs. Kyren Williams, his one of his things that I've always been talking about with Kyren Williams is his ability to run through tackles. But in this game, he showed us something different in the broadcast and on the field. His patience, his ball carrier vision to hit the right holes, wait for holes to just part and open up for him. And that's how he got the outside run 2 touchdowns for this Rams team. He had a really good day on the ground, considering that this Bears front is actually pretty darn good against the run. Let's get to wide receiver Puka Nakua, 5 receptions, 56 yards, 11.2 yards per reception, 0 touchdowns. And in this game, Puka Nakua, just doing Puka Nakua things, gets 56 yards and 5 receptions, was targeted 10 times and had a little bit of trouble bringing in some of those passes, but everyone was dropping passes on the field in a rigid Soldier Field last night in Illinois. And one of the things I'm going to talk about is not his receiving numbers and some of the great catches he made across the middle during this game. One of the things I'm going to talk about is his underrated ability to block with these tight ends in Colby Parkinson and others. I think he is such an underrated blocker, and there's a reason why Kyren Williams got 2 touchdowns because Puka Nakua is out there blocking for him as a wide receiver. So, he's got the stats to back it up. 5 receptions for 56 yards. That's a decent stat line, and he's got the blocking ability to also, kind of add to his resume and his pedigree. And those things don't show up on the stat sheet. So good game from Puka Nakua. Let's get to the Rams defense. Poona Ford, defensive tackle, 3 solo tackles, 1 assisted, 0 sacks, 0 forced fumbles. And this Rams team, this Rams defense is the reason why I believe the Rams won this game in OT. And it's not even a factor I know they won this game in OT because of the defense. Puna Ford, you know, he's the guy that helps in the run game, but he's also a guy that can, eat up blocks and allow guys like Byron Young and Verse to get in there on the edges. He's basically a run stuffing nose tackle. And that's exactly what he did here. McNungai, whenever he was running up the middle, he was having to contend with Puna Ford. That's where his three solo tackles come from. It was insane to see the battle in the trenches for the offensive line of the Bears and the defensive line for the Rams. So good game from Puna Ford. Let's get to DB safety Cameron Curl. Seven solo tackles, six assisted, zero sacks. The interception that sealed the game, basically, for the Rams, giving them a chance to do something in this game. That interception, man, saved the Rams season. The Bears were 15 yards in overtime to get into Cairo Santos's field goal range. And Cameron Curl's just like, you know what? I'm going to shadow DJ Moore and I'm just going to out hustle him and dive for this interception to make sure I secure the catch and get that pick in OT, setting up Matthew Stafford and my offense for the game winning field goal from Mavis. And man, Cameron Curl, we can talk about that interception all segment long, but his ability to be a safety and make tackles is also something very, very important in this one. He was on Colston Loveland on a lot of those tackles. He's also a guy that comes down just like Daquan Brisker did this game, and he's able to go from 6 yards out from the line of scrimmage and just speed down and hit the opposing running backs. That is why he is such a good corner for this Rams team. Let's get to linebacker Omar Springlight. I'm gonna say I messed up his last name. I apologize, but this guy, four solo tackles, five assisted, zero sacks, zero interceptions. I'm highlighting this linebacker here in Omar because, man, the fourth down stops. The fourth down stops. There were six attempted in this game. Three of them were completed on fourth down. And the only reason why there were only three completed on a fourth down is because of this guy at linebacker, Omar. His four solo tackles were against the fourth and ones, and it's insane. He was a very good, solid tackler for this Rams team and helped them win this game and helped keep points off the board for Chicago when it came to those fourth down attempts. Final thoughts on the game. What a thrilling OT game to end off the divisional round of these playoffs, the second one in the divisional round. For the Rams, you guys must thank your defense for this win. Matthew Stafford in the cold just didn't look like himself. He was pressured all night long. He was forced out of the pocket a lot. And in those situations, the 37-year-old, I'm sorry, he's not going to run. He's going to pass it even when he's running out of the pocket. So, man, I think your defense really saved your bacon there. And it's one of those things. You win an OT and you go on to face the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game next week. That should be really fun. And again, I'm going to mention it. The interception by Cameron Curl was crucial. This is the third time the Seahawks will face the Rams. This is in this exciting trilogy. I can't wait to see you guys at Lumen Field because, again, we meet again. An NFC West team is going to the Super Bowl, and it's going to be the Seahawks. But for the Bears, this has been a tremendous season for you guys. And for first year head coach Ben Johnson, the way he's turned around this organization, like, good God, has he turned around this organization in a big way? You guys have gotten into the playoffs. You guys won against the Packers in the playoffs, and you made the divisional round. I think it's been a decade and a half since you guys have made it into the divisional round of a playoffs, and that's like 15 years. So keep on going because I like it. I like this system. I like the players that you have on offense. I like the players that you have on defense. And man, the NFC North is a very tough division in this league, but a tremendous first year. And Caleb Williams, man, a tremendous season from him. The picks are a blemish, but again, it's your second year, first year under new head coach. And you know what? You're making crazy plays, man. You're young, you're making crazy plays, and there's a reason why you were taken first overall in the 2024 draft. Now, in your second year, your third year, let's hope you get stronger. Anyways, that is it for this final divisional game recap of the playoffs for 2025 2026. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. How do you feel about this win, Rams fans? And we'll see you in the divisional at Lubin Field. It's go time. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next video.